What's up, Internet? Wanted to talk to you guys today about the words automatic, semi-automatic, fully automatic, and what the differences are to me. So what spurred this was I actually got an email on the site from a user. Steven, thank you. If you're watching this, I appreciate you reaching out to me because I think it's important for me to tell the textbook version of things and then sort of how I interpret things when it comes to firearms and what those terms mean. So Stephen wrote, let me pull it up real quick. He said, your definition of a revolver is okay. Your definition of the other type of weapon leaves something to be desired. It's not a weapon, it's a firearm. Neither here nor there. Anyways, an automatic will continuously fire once the trigger is pulled. A semi-automatic auto load will require the trigger to be pulled to discharge a round. I believe that possession of an automatic firearm is highly regulated by the federal government. If I am incorrect in my beliefs, please correct me. So I obviously took a little bit of time to respond to Steve. And basically the gist of it is this. There's an article where I talk about the different types of firearms. And I use the term semi-auto and automatic interchangeably. And the reason that I do that is most pistols that we call semi-auto pistols are in fact auto reloading pistols. And what that means is that when you fire that round during the cycle of operation, a new cartridge is actually loaded into the chamber. So to me, it's done automatically, and that's why I refer to them as automatics. Now, example of that, I've got my Glock. It's empty, verified empty. So trigger is set. When I depress that trigger, it's going to fire the bullet downrange. It's going to cycle, eject the spent cartridge, and then when the slide goes forward, it's going to chamber a new round. The trigger is reset and ready to fire again. All right. Similarly, my SIG, although it's not striker fire and doesn't have that reset, it's a double action only firearm. As I squeeze this, the hammer goes back, hammer falls, bullet is discharged, eject the casing, slide forward, new round in the chamber, ready to fire again. All right. Now contrast that with my Ruger, which I have verified is empty. Do it one more time. It's not very smooth yet. It's a fairly new firearm. All right. The Ruger, now when I cock this, right, the trigger's set, and then I squeeze the trigger, hammer goes down, bam, okay, it is now fired the round. One pull, then as I cock the hammer, you'll notice that the cylinder rotates, aligning the new chamber with the bore, okay? So again, squeeze, trigger goes down. Now, why do I dislike the term semi-auto for this firearm or this firearm? The reason that I don't like that term is because if it's in fact one trigger pull for one round discharge, then that's exactly what this firearm does. I pull the trigger once and I discharge one round. Exact same as the other two. The difference is in the reloading process. So in order to get a new round into the chamber, the automatics automatically load a new round in there when the trigger is pulled. I have to manually cock this hammer, or in double action revolvers, I have to squeeze the trigger, which then rotates the cylinder in order for that round to be chambered in the proper location. So that's why I use the term semi-automatic to describe what happens when you pull the trigger, the whole one round thing, right? So if we look at an M4, like it's a military rifle, right? So you've got semi-auto, which is one trigger, one round fired, 3-round burst, and then fully automatic, When I talk about firearms that the cycle of operation is repeated with a single trigger pull, I'll use the term fully automatic, okay? Because everything in the process is being done with that single trigger pull. So what Steve said is technically true. Like if you look at the textbook definition, what I was taught in my NRA courses and everything like that, yes, a semi-auto describes this type of firearm, and this is considered a revolver. However, the term of semi-automatic, when it comes to how many rounds are fired, there is no difference between this firearm and this firearm. One pull, one round discharged. The only difference is that this one reloads and this one does not. All right. So again, this is not a response so much. It's more of how I view those terms, and they're kind of ambiguous, right? Like you're saying it's a semi-auto pistol that automatically reloads. Well, there's nothing semi-auto about that. It's automatically doing it. So maybe it's a rant. I don't know what you want to call it, but I did want to sort of describe how I'm viewing these things. And when I use those terms, it may not be the textbook, the NRA, what all the different organizations consider semi-auto, but I've just always referred to a 1911 as an automatic. Like that's just what I was taught. For better or for worse, that is how I describe things. And if a firearm is fully automatic, big surprise, I don't have any of those. They are highly regulated. I will say the term fully automatic to describe that everything in the process is being done continuously without user or shooter input, I should say, not user input. Anyways, guys, I hope this is clarified. I apologize if anybody has been looking at the site and they're super confused. I'm going to add a note because I do think that Steve has a point. I should probably do the textbook stuff even on some of my older articles. But moving forward, just understand that the articles I publish, if I refer to an automatic, I'm not talking about something that you pull the trigger once and it empties the mag. That's not what I mean. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope this has been insightful. If you have questions, comments, whatever, leave them below. Thank you for your time. If you enjoy this content, like, subscribe, do all of the things that you're supposed to do on the internet, and I will catch you all later.